Hello, I'm Mary Howard, a non-traditional student who is currently living in Los Angeles, California, and this is my art you can see in a day. The artwork that I'm highlighting today is pages from the St. Albans Psalter, a 12th century medieval manuscript. These pages are currently being exhibited at the J. Paul Getty Museum in Los Angeles, California, alongside some stained glass windows from the Canterbury Cathedral. The exhibition is entitled Canterbury and St. Albans, Treasures from Church and Cloister. The Psalter is credited to a group of artists, most likely monks from the St. Albans Abbey in St. Albans, Hertfordshire, England. In 2007, it was removed from its binding for study and exhibition, and in 2012, the loose pages traveled here to the Getty Museum, where scholars, conservators, and scientists have conducted their own examinations. It will be on exhibit at the Getty from September 2013 to February 2014. A Psalter is a volume containing the Book of Psalms, usually with other devotional materials such as a liturgical calendar and litany of the saints. Until the later medieval development of the Book of Hours, Psalters were the books most widely owned by wealthy laypersons and were commonly used to learn how to read. Psalters were created by monks and master artists in scriptoriums, which were within the walls of monasteries. Every step in the creation of a medieval book demanded extensive labor, sometimes including the cooperation of entire workshops. Parchment for the sheets had to be made from the dried skins of animals, cut to size and sewn into quires. Inks had to be blended, pens prepared, and the sheets ruled for lettering. The St. Albans Psalter consists of 5 pieces: a liturgical calendar illustrated with the months and signs of the zodiac, 40 full-page miniatures of the life of Christ and tales from the Old Testament, the earliest surviving example of French literature, the Chanson de Saint Alexis, the Psalter itself, together with prayers and canticles, and a diptych depicting the martyrdom of Alban, England's first saint, and David the musician. Composed in Latin, the St. Albans Psalter is a bifolium manuscript, which is a sheet of parchment folded in two to make 2 folios, one on each side of the fold. The rich progression of scenes at the beginning of the book are distinguished by strong color painting and by elegant figures with elongated torsos, clad in shimmering pastels that are mostly shown in profile. The artist fashioned the bodies using deep color shades and lines of light derived from Byzantine examples. The backgrounds are composed of blocks of color and include complex architectural elements and exotic flora. The iconography of this artwork is amazing. The images serve a purpose to pull the reader in, dazzle them with beautiful images, and teach them the stories of the Bible. These evocative pictures would have also prompted the book's reader to recall the Gospels or to recite prayers. Iconographical books like this were very important during the medieval period when images were thought to have power over the reader. One of the manuscript's curators at the Getty Museum, Kristen Collins, discusses a powerful example of the importance of this type of art to the viewer. She said, I quote, "My favorite day with the manuscript was when we discovered evidence of deliberate damage to the painted demons and other figures in the full-page illuminations. You can see that here in this image. Under the microscope, we found tiny pinpricks that pierced the painted eyes of the demons and tormentors of Christ. This damage is fascinating because it ties in with medieval theories of vision. In the Middle Ages, it was widely believed that sight was a process in which rays left your eye, bounced off the object you were looking at, and returned. So to be seen by someone or something evil was a potentially dangerous event. In this case, the reader felt compelled to neutralize the power of the malevolent figures pictured on the pages." End quote. The St. Albans Psalter also ushered in the Romanesque artistic movement to England. The name Romanesque refers to the fusion of Roman, Carolingian, Ottonian, Byzantine, and local Germanic traditions that make up the style. The expansion of monasticism was a main force behind the unprecedented artistic and cultural activity of the 11th and 12th centuries. I chose the St. Albans Psalter as my art you can see in a day because I love religious, although not necessarily Christian, art, and especially in manuscript form. The St. Albans Psalter is the greatest treasure that was produced by the famous scriptorium of St. Albans Abbey, pictured here. When I found this artwork was within a day's drive of me, I knew it was the piece I needed to do my project on. It's an amazing piece of artwork, and I feel lucky to have been able to see it.